Good day. In this video, we're going to be to continue on um, the class Sporozoan. We're talking basically on the Plasmodium species, which is a causative agent of one of the most medically important disease, which is malaria. And we can say the malaria itself is a widely spread disease, and it is caused by the Plasmodium parasites. So before I venture into the life cycle of Plasmodium parasites, just let me say a little things about Plasmodium parasites. Plasmodium parasite has been known from the ancient time, and it causes a seasonal intermittent fever with chills and shivering. It is recorded in the religious book, in the medical text of the Asian, Chinese, and the Asian civilization, including ancient Italian, and Indians. You understand? And they believed the malaria is caused by something known as bad hair. So that is where they give it the name malaria, which is mal. That is bad, and haria, which is what? Which is hair. So they believe it is caused by what? It is caused by bad hair. Not until 1880, the a patient by Alphonse Laveran, which is a French army surgeon, that is when he discovered a particular parasite in the red blood cell of these patients. You understand? And it discovered that this parasite is what causes malaria. But the mode of transmission of this disease, how is it transmitted? They don't know how it is transmitted. But how is it transmitted? How it is transmitted was established in 1897 by Ronald Ross. He's the one that's explained how it is being transmitted, and the both of them later won Nobel Prize, both Ross and Laveran. Now that is just the basic things that we have to understand about about malaria. We have to know that it is distributed widely. It is widely all over the world. You understand? Fivax is, I said we have what? The we have the Plasmodium fivax, the Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium malariae, and Plasmodium ovale. Now, Plasmodium fivax is found in North Africa, Central and South America. Plasmodium falciparum is found in Africa. It is the predominant species in Africa. You understand? It can also be found in Southeast Asia and India. While Plasmodium malariae is found mostly in Africa as well, mostly everywhere, but it is very rare in Africa. You understand? Um, Plasmodium ovale is confined in West Africa, and it is the second after Plasmodium falciparum. So Plasmodium falciparum is the highest, Plasmodium ovale follows Plasmodium fivax, and the rarest is the Plasmodium malariae. Now let's talk about the life cycle of a Plasmodium parasite. The life cycle of a Plasmodium parasite follows a what? A life cycle of a typical Sporozoan. And what is the life cycle of a typical Sporozoan? That is the schizogony, the gametogony, the sporogony, and the schizogony again. So it follows this particular, and when you understand the previous one that I explained to you, this one should not be hard. Now, let us start. Remember that I said a mosquito is what transfers the malaria parasite. You understand? So let me just use this image to explain, because it is clearer. It is more clear than this. Even though they are still talking about the same thing, I'm still going to use this one to explain some stuff. Or let me just use this. Now, a mosquito comes and take a blood meal. Now, the essence of them taking blood meal, their essence of taking blood meal is just what? Is just to nourish their egg. Nothing more. You understand? It's just basically to nourish their egg. That's what they want to use the blood for. Now, while taking the blood meal, they insert the proboscis into the skin of the man. So let us say this is the skin of the man. You understand? And this is the proboscis of a mosquito. So this is a mosquito. You understand? This is proboscis of a mosquito. They insert it into the dermis of the man. Now, they also say this is the blood stream. This is the blood vessel. Now, before the proboscis touches the blood vessel, they will be salivating. You understand? Inside the salivary gland, they will be releasing saliva. As they are releasing saliva, most of the what of the sporozoites will be deposited on the what on the dermis of the what of the man, based on the fact that they haven't touched the what they haven't touched the bloodstream, the blood vessel yet. Immediately that the proboscis touches the blood vessel, they stop what they stop salivating. You understand? Which means during transmission of malaria parasites, malaria is not deposited directly into the blood vessels, rather it is deposited on the what on the dermis. Once the proboscis enters into the bloodstream, it is going to stop salivating. Now, most of the sporozoites that is deposited on dermis, most of them is engulfed by the macrophages. You understand? Only few of them find their way into the what? Into the blood. And once they find their way into the blood, they move from the blood. They disappear from the blood after a few hours, like 10 hours. They go into the what? They go into the liver cell. You understand? Into the liver cell. Basically the what? The hepatocytes. You understand? Now, inside the liver cell, this is the liver cell. So let me draw the liver cell out. It looks like this. So basically the what? Basically the hepatocytes. So let me just draw it well so that you can see. We know that the sporozoites has migrated into the what? Into the liver cell, which is the what? Which is the hepatocyte. So we have this. Now immediately it reaches the hepatocyte, sometimes the Kupfner cell, you understand? It goes inside the what? It goes inside the what? Inside the liver cell. Now, two cases can occur. The first case is that it undergo something we know as relapse. They form something we know as hypnozoites. That is, they rest. They go into resting phase. You understand? And hypnozoite is formed by what? Is formed by Plasmodium ovale and Plasmodium what? Plasmodium vivax. That means they rest for a while before undergoing schizogonic life cycle. But you see Plasmodium falciparum and Plasmodium malariae, they don't undergo hypnozoite. They don't form hypnozoites. They start their function immediately. They start schizogonic life cycle immediately. You understand? So once they enter the liver cell, they undergo schizogonic life cycle. They develop into a matured trophozoite. You understand? Into a what? A matured trophozoite. Trophozoites feed and mature into what? Into schizons. You understand? Schizons undergo schizogony to form several what? To form several merozoites. You understand? Are you getting me now? To form several merozoites. The merozoites develop to the extent that it fills the whole schizons. Then it what? It bursts. It bursts to release what? To release merozoite into the what? Into the blood. Now, one thing you have to notice is that all this occurs in the what? In the liver cell, not inside the blood. You understand? Liver cell. Since it is not inside the blood, it is schizogony. We know it as what? We know it as exo, that is outside erythrocytic life cycle. You understand? Exo-erythrocytic life cycle. Why? Because it is outside of the red blood. You know, erythrocyte means what? Erythrocyte means red blood cell. You understand? So exo-erythrocytic life cycle means it occurs outside erythrocyte, outside the red blood cell. Now, let me now go back to the image. So this is what I just explained now. It invades the liver cell. You understand? The liver cell mature into trophocytes. From the trophocytes, we have schizons. Schizons rupture to release what? To release merozoites. Now, once it releases merozoites, it is not going to reinvade the liver cell. I've already mentioned that. It is not going to what? It is not going to invade the liver cell. The merozoite that is being released, goes straight into the what? Into the red blood cell. You understand? It invades the red blood cell. Once it invades the red blood cell, it undergoes schizogonic life cycle again. You understand? Which means it develops back into trophocytes. You understand? Into what? Into trophocytes. Trophocytes develop into what? Into schizons. Schizons mature, give rise to merozoites. Merozoites, it bursts to release more merozoites and invade another red blood cell. You understand? So merozoite that is being released is now going to what? Reinvade another red blood cell. The only thing that a merozoite cannot reinvade is the what? Is the liver cell. It can reinvade the red blood cell. So this is it. The human red blood. It goes develop into trophocytes, a mature trophocyte, then give rise into schizons. Schizons ruptures to release merozoites. Merozoites reinvade the human red blood cell, and it continues like that, continuous schizogonic life cycle. After several schizogonic life cycle, some merozoites will now decide, okay, let us now develop into what? Into male and female gametocytes. So that is what you are seeing here, male and female gametocytes. You understand? So this is gametocytes. So the male and female gametocyte is being picked up by the vector. You understand? Now, once it is being picked up by the vector, it goes into the vector. That's what? That is the mosquito. The mosquito is going to pick it up. Then the gametocyte what? It flagellates. We are going to have the male gametocyte with what? Flagella, and the female gametocyte with no flagella. You understand? The male gametocyte fertilize the female gametocytes, and we are going to have a motile ookinete. You understand? So we are going to have what? Motile ookinete. Inside the ookinete, what is going to happen is that immediately that these parasites ingest the male and female gametocytes, what are they going to do? That's the question. What are they going to do? Now, this is what they are going to do. The male and female gametocyte, they are picked up in the night. You understand? Because you know it is in the night that mosquito usually bite. Now, they are picked up in the night. What they are going to do is that what? Once they fertilize into ookinete, remember I told that ookinete is motile. So it is motile. Ookinete is now going straight into the what? Into the stomach wall. You understand? Into the stomach wall, between the cell of the midgut epithelium. It now lies between the basement membrane. Now, once it lies between the basement membrane, it will face the hemocele, which is their space, the blood space, the hemocele and the basal lamina of the midgut. You understand? Then it encysts into what? Into oocyst. Now, once it encysts into oocyst, oocysts undergo several this thing to form what? To form sporozoites, to produce sporozoites. Now, inside the oocyst, that's where you have sporozoites. The oocyst, once it contains many sporozoites, many sporozoites, you understand, like sporozoites, it bursts. You understand? Once it bursts, it releases what? It releases the sporozoites. The sporozoites now migrate through the hemocele. The hemocele, they migrate to the salivary gland. Once they enter into they lodge into the salivary gland. They stay there. Once they stay in the salivary gland, they wait for the mosquito parasite to bite another human. Once it bites another human, like it is biting me right now, once it bites another human, then they are going to inject the sporozoite into the dermis of the human, and the life cycle continues like that. That's the basic life cycle of what? Of the malaria parasite. Now let's talk about how can we distinguish Plasmodium falciparum from Vivax, from Ovale, from Malariae. How are we going to differentiate them? Do we know how to differentiate them? Then we can differentiate them based on the what? Based on the morphological features of what? Of the stain, using the Romanowski stain. Now, let me show you what you are going to have. I've already explained all this one, so we don't really have. So this is just the basic plan of what? Cycle in human, cycle in mosquito. So we can proceed. We can proceed into what? Into their morphology differentiation. So here we have Plasmodium vivax, we have falciparum, we have Ovale, we have Malariae. You understand? Now, the early trophocyte stage is known as the early ring stage. You understand? It is known as what? The early ring stage. That is when they just invade the red blood cell. You understand? That's when they just infect the red blood cell. So let me use this as an example. That's when they just involve the red blood cell. Now, let's talk about the early trophocytes, or the early ring stage. Now, look at the malaria falciparum. Look at their early ring stage. If I should zoom in, if you look at Plasmodium falciparum, look at how it looks. Look at the structure. It looks like this. Something like this. What does it look like? It looks like an headset. You understand? So the early trophocytes looks like their headsets, and this headset is known as the acole form. You understand? Acole form. So let me write it here. Acole form. So Plasmodium falciparum form what? Form an acole form. You understand? While other ones, they also look at this. The early trophocytes. Look at the early trophocytes. This one, and this one. All of them look like a ring. Can you see? What do? They push their nucleus to the periphery. You see that blue stuff that you see? That's their cytoplasm. You understand? This blue that you are seeing is their cytoplasm. Why the what? The red that you are seeing is their nucleus. So they push their nucleus to the periphery. You understand? They push their nucleus to the periphery. Now, another thing you have to note about this is that look at the let me go back to this. So look at in this early trophocytes. Look at it. Look at Plasmodium vivax and Plasmodium ovale. Plasmodium vivax and Plasmodium ovale. You will notice dots in them. You understand? You notice dots. Look at it. This dot stuff that you're seeing there. That is what we know as Schaffner dots. I get it now. Schaffner dots. Schaffner dot is found in what? In Plasmodium ovale and Plasmodium malariae. It is not really prominent here. They did not really draw it. I don't know why they did not really draw it there. Okay. But you have to know that Plasmodium vivax and Plasmodium malariae, Plasmodium vivax and Plasmodium ovale, they have what? They have Schaffner dots. You understand? They have what? Schaffner dot. But Plasmodium malariae, it have Siemens dots, not Schaffner dots. It has what? Siemens dots. So look at it. Another thing you have to note to differentiate Plasmodium falciparum from Plasmodium other Plasmodium like that is this. Look at it. Look at the early stage of this Plasmodium vivax. Look at it. Can you see that it is amoeboid? Look at how it looks. It looks like an amoeba. Look at it. Let me draw it very well. Let me use black. Now look at how it looks like an amoeba. It is shapeless, even though this is the nucleus. It is shapeless. So Plasmodium vivax in the late trophocyte always look like what? Like an amoeba. It is amoeboid. You understand? But Plasmodium falciparum, it still maintains its ring shape. You understand? Plasmodium malariae forms a band. Look at it. It forms a band across the what? Across the cytoplasm of the red blood cell. It forms a band. But Plasmodium ovale, look at ovale. Ovale forms a fimbration. Look at it. Something like a fimbration. Look at how it forms it. It forms something like this. Ovale forms a fimbration of the red blood cell that is infected. You understand? So in the late trophocyte, this one is amoeboid, which is Plasmodium vivax. Falciparum maintains its ring shape, and the malaria forms a band at the cytoplasm, while ovale forms a what? A fimbration. You understand? Now, look at the scissions. This is the scissions of all of them. Can you see the scission that is being formed? So you notice that we have red. That red that you are seeing, that is the nucleus. You understand? And the blue that you are seeing is the what? Is the cytoplasm. Now, there is not really anything that is much about this thing. The only thing that you have to notice is that this one is what? Is still fimbrated, still showing fimbration, while other ones like that, there is not really much difference there. But another thing I want you to note is the structure of the male and the female gametocytes. Structure of the what? Of the male and female gametocytes. For vivax, it is spherical or oval. You understand? It has a large compact nucleus. For the gametocyte, it has a large what? A large compact nucleus, and it's mature in 8 days. Similar, ovale is also similar to vivax. You understand? And even this man malaria is also similar to both of them. You understand? It is similar to vivax, but it just have less and numerous Schaffner dots. Like it has less Schaffner dots rather, and you can see fimbration here. But the one that we can differentiate the male and female gametocyte is the Plasmodium falciparum. Look at the male gametocyte. The male gametocyte is crescent shape. The female gametocyte is crescent shape, and it's having a pointed end. Look at the end. The end is pointed, while the end of this one is round, which is the male gametocyte. So the only thing that you have to use there is that the female gametocyte has what? Has a pointed end. You understand? And the male gametocyte has a what? Has a round end, just like that. This one looks like a banana. This one looks like a banana. This one looks like a cucumber. Can you see? This one looks like a banana, and this one looks like a cucumber. So these are the things that you have to note to differentiate them morphologically. Now, another thing is that the number of merozoites released by Plasmodium falciparum is 30,000. In Plasmodium vivax 10,000, in Plasmodium ovale 15,000, and in Plasmodium malariae 15,000 as well. So ovale and malariae release 15,000, while falciparum release 30,000, vivax release 10,000. So the merozoite in the blood as well. The merozoite I just mentioned now is for the liver cell, you understand? But the merozoite in the blood, it differs as well. It differs. The one that produces the least merozoite is the ovale and the malariae, and the one that produces the most is the falciparum, you understand? So this is the morphological distinguishing of what? Of the Plasmodium parasite, you understand? Now the Plasmodium parasite now causes it causes malaria, which shows a lot of symptoms, you understand? And the clinical manifestation of this particular parasite, it is marked with three sequential and distinct phases. We have three phases. We have the cold phase, the hot phase, and the sweating phase, which I'll be explaining in the next video. Next video to come. So we have different condition that it can cause, the clinical symptoms. We have different things, but the pathology of malaria depends on some things. You understand? Some things. Let me mention them before I close this chapter. The pathology of malaria depends on the parasite species, age of the victim, the genetic constitution of the victim, and immunological status of the victim. And lastly, the chemotherapy used during infection. The chemotherapy that is being used during infection. And the reason why I mention chemotherapy used during infection is because in Plasmodium falciparum, that's Plasmodium caviar that causes recrudescence. Plasmodium ovale and this one that causes relapse, that they lodge into the hypnozoite. If you use some drug, it might kill the one on the peripheral blood, but will not kill the hypnozoites, you understand? So they are stored there. So that's why I mentioned the chemotherapy that is being used during infection. Some drugs can be used during this infection so as to kill the hypnozoites. I've forgotten one of the drug that can be used to kill the hypnozoite inside the liver. I hope I remember. I think what is that? That is primaquine. Yes, primaquine. Primaquine can be used to eradicate hypnozoite inside the liver, you understand? While for the recrudescence, you can just use normal anti-malaria drug and it will kill it, you understand? So that is that on that. Now, in this video, we have mentioned the life cycle, the distinguishing features of malaria parasites. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate. Help us to like, share, and subscribe for more video. Thank you so much.